Hello, Convergent Nation. How is everyone? Hopefully, everyone is doing well, and I'm happy to report that I really do believe we're closer to the end of this pandemic than the beginning, and I'll speak more to that in a few minutes. But wanted to say that welcome to 2021. Here we are in halfway through February, and happy to say that our company had a great January. We were able to January of 2020 was our biggest record month ever from a revenue standpoint to start the year, and we were able to do the same thing this year again. So despite the pandemic, we're able to get off to a great start. More importantly, our bookings for this the start of the year were up over 10% over last year, and January was the biggest month of the year bookings last year. So to be able to start the year with 10% growth from a booking standpoint puts us in great place to continue to build through the year. You know, when we look back now and think about where we're going to go, you know, this is it was just a year ago. I was beginning a trip down to Australia. We had just acquired Cerberus there in Perth, and then I was heading on to India and the Middle East from there. And we thought the pandemic at that point was just going to be contained to China, and unfortunately it wasn't. And here we are a year later, or coming up on a year later, with all the tragedy we've seen and the disruption that we've seen. But one of the things that you know has come through this, as we've talked to, is the performance of our company and the strength of our company, and quite frankly, the values and our culture, and how that set us up to be able to navigate this pandemic as successfully as we've had. You know, importantly, you know, we look to the future now, and how are we going to be able to come back and re-engage, come back to the CTC safely as we can and as soon as we can without disrupting things. And it's going to take a little bit of time. You know, the vaccines are, at least here in the U.S., are accelerating, but it's going to be a couple of months before enough of the population is vaccinated. But hopefully, you know, come late April into the May timeframe, we'll be able to bring colleagues more effectively back into the CTCs. And when I look at, you know, the way we've learned to work and being more efficient in many ways has been tremendous. But I also know that, you know, we're all yearning to come back into the CTCs, to see colleagues, you know, not just over a video or a video conference, but to see in person, to have those hallway discussions, to go to lunch with people and catch up on how they're doing and their family and how they were able to navigate the pandemic and get through it is, I think, going to be truly important. And you know, when we look to this year and the calendar of events, with this being Destination 2021, right, the 20th anniversary of Convergent, I think it's going to lay out pretty well. And next Tuesday now, we will have the Convergent. It's our third year, but our second meeting, and it's being done virtually because of the pandemic. The Convergent Women Connect, the session that we're now opening this up to every colleague from around the world, not just the women that are part of Convergent, but it's focused on leadership and leadership development and how you can grow your career in Convergent. And I can't think of a more important investment that we're making to make sure that we have the resources that we need to support the growth and all that is coming down. We need to be a more inclusive organization. We've talked about that. Uruba stepped into the role of leading our inclusion and diversity efforts and is making progress there. Our recruiting team is very focused on continuing to work on bringing a more diverse talent force into our organization. And I think a lot of progress, but we know that there's a ton of progress that is needed. And kicking the year off with Convergent Women Connect, I think, is a great way to demonstrate that. And so if you haven't signed up for it, please do. And I think you'll find it incredibly beneficial and helpful, and we'll certainly look forward to build from there. We've finalized now the date for the virtual nation meeting. And as much as we'd love to do it in person, we're not yet in that good of a spot from a pandemic standpoint to do it. So we're going to go forward with the virtual meeting, and it's going to be on March 30th, Tuesday, March 30th. And let me just double check that to make sure. But yes, Tuesday, March 30th. And that's going to be recorded. So, our team around the world will be able to see it and not have to be up in the middle of the night necessarily. But I think we've got a lot to share. We're going to celebrate all that, Convergent has achieved over the past 20 years. We're going to talk about the future and where we're going to go, and celebrate some just incredible performances that many of the colleagues achieved through 2020 and have helped navigate 2020 for us, but set us up for 2021 and beyond. And then, importantly, as we look to, Convergent Day, June 18th, we were all hoping that, we could come together, and it certainly is shaping up that we will indeed be able to come together on June 18th, that 20 years removed from the beginning of the first day of all the original 10 colleagues came together and come together. I think that would be such an impactful, quite frankly, emotional day, I think, for so many as we come together and be with the team that we are and celebrate what Convergence achieved, and again, looking to the future. So super excited about that. We, at this time of the year, we just finished, actually, as I'm recording this morning, we finished with an update from Global Accounts. But in the months of December and January, we got an opportunity to hear from our sales force on how they see 2021 shaping up, what they're working on, what they achieved in 2020. And then we've just completed a review with all the different vertical market leaders. And I just wish that you could participate in a few of these things. It's incredible to see the opportunity that is in front of us, to see how the investments in talent, the investments in resources and new tools are making a difference as we continue to really accelerate the gap between us and our competitors. Our ability to reach and support global and enterprise customers, whether they be local, across the countries that we serve, or around the world, just sets us apart in ways that it's hard to believe. And you almost have to step back, and quite frankly, I just smile when I see the progress we've made. And this has been building each year, and the momentum is accelerating. Last year, we booked in Global Accounts alone about $374 million, an incredible number, an incredible growth from prior year. They're predicting, upwards of $90 million worth of growth again this year, and the number continues to accelerate. Our data center team, led by Grace Lee, just getting, really established over the past few months, the potential to go from 40 million of bookings last year to over 80 million. It's incredible, the potential. The financial vertical that, with some things that we have on the works, they finished just over 200 million. We think that they could achieve $300 million worth of business this year. Just incredible. Our state and local, our federal teams, all being able to drive just outsized performance and execution. And there's so many others. We finished the 2020 with the investment in IMS. And we're seeing now terrific opportunities to further accelerate an already incredibly successful healthcare business and take it a new direction. So you see the energy that exists with our sales team. And this is coming out of a pandemic. That's the thing that's incredible. And you see it then come together, you see it at a sales level, which is very tactical, very individual. You see it then across the CTCs all combined together, and it's just tremendous results. And then you layer it all together when you look at these verticals and these global and enterprise accounts, and the potential for our organization is just incredible. And I couldn't be any more excited for 2021 and beyond as we look to the next 20 years of Convergent and where we can go. And honestly, I think the potential is truly unlimited. And that's why our activities from an inclusion and diversity standpoint, from the Convergent Women Connect standpoint, are so important, because the only thing that will stand between us and achieving just even greater success is continuing to attract the talent that we need. The talent that is going to allow us to support this growth. It's, we don't need to build factories. We don't need to add data centers. We need to add people. And those colleagues are what drive the growth. And, we have the best team in our industry now. We need to continue to grow it. And by adding talent from other industries, we will achieve just tremendous acceleration and opportunity. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is, sometimes I get asked the question, why is it so important to grow? And I think it's so important to grow because it allows us to reinvest and provide you opportunities to grow your career. And importantly, imagine if we just, how selfish it would be if I just said, I want everyone to freeze in position because I've achieved, I've been successful, I've had great success, my family's benefited from it. Everyone else stay in your roles until, I'm ready to move on. That's not fair, right? It's the people that, it's Dan and Greg that, started the company, gave the original opportunity to 8 people. And now 20 years later, We're north of 5,000 colleagues. It's our job to provide opportunities for those colleagues to grow their careers, to be as successful as they can. And by the growth, that provides those opportunities to, for people that want to move up and accelerate their career, terrific. Provide them the potential. For people who love doing what they're doing, terrific. Keep doing it. And quite frankly, we're going to give you more tools and better tools to do it better every day. That's why growth is important. That's what has allowed us to navigate the pandemic as successfully as we have. And I think as we look now to 2021 beyond, gives us great confidence to continue to invest, to provide those opportunities for our colleagues that are part of Convergent, for the colleagues that are going to be joining us. So, I look forward to March. We'll come back with another update for how we're going to do in the month of February. We'll tee up the Convergent Nation meeting, and we're looking forward to doing that March 30th. And then, at that point, hopefully we'll have a little bit more certainty in what we're going to do as far as coming back to the CTCs around the world, doing it safely, and beginning to get back to whatever the new normal is, but shaping it and controlling that destiny ourselves. So, let me end, as always, by thanking you for everything you do for Convergent, for our customers, for the colleagues and communities we live in. Continue to please stay safe. We're not at the end of the pandemic, so hopefully many of you gotten the vaccine, but if you haven't, continue to stay safe, keep social distance, the mask. We continue to learn more about the importance of the mask and keeping those things on, and and continue to navigate this as successfully as we can. Look forward to talking to you in March. Thank you again. Stay safe. We'll talk to you later. Be well, everyone.